Don't forget to like and subscribe, Internet amigos. Coffee mugs on sale if you want to save the world. And wait, there's more. Congressional candidate Mary Silva up there in Commie Washington State, has my full AI Trump endorsement. Now back to you, O'Connell.
Ladies and gentlemen, as of last night, congressional candidate Mary Silva in Seattle, Washington is right up the ass of Democrat fraud, working class sellout Susan Delbene. 30%, this was the numbers from last night, with no help, by herself, talking the truth about 9/11, talking about the truth about Israeli espionage, penetration of our critical infrastructure. Delbene says nothing. There's Mary Silva with no resources. So come on, ladies and gentlemen, this should be encouraging. And people tell you, don't engage in politics. Yeah, of course they tell you that. Delbene's a traitor. They're all traitors. The whole country is penetrated by this globalist scum. Go, Mary Silva.
1, 2, 3. Yep, still got him. Oh, hola, Internet amigos. Mary Silva is right up the Democrat Delbene's ass with no help. It seems the truth is powerful all on its own. This is more frightening than Sarah in an official motorcade and her high heels on, booting me out of the car. We'll keep calling her an anti-Semite and see what happens.
Look, remember, they want us to hate each other. They want you hating your Jewish neighbor. They want you hating your Muslim neighbor. They want you hating your Mexican neighbor. They want you hating brown people. They want you hating white people. They want you hating gender wars. They want sexual orientation wars. They want fat versus skinny. Anything to push the dialectic. Anything but us versus the stinking billionaire, trillionaire class. That's what they want. Hola, Internet amigos. Early here in Mexico. Mountain Time, Central Standard Time, Brendan O'Connell, Mary Silva. Let's talk Mary Silva and the current vote. This was last night. I just looked at this morning. Susan Delbene, that piece of garbage Democrat, in with Boeing for the working class. Delbene is in for the working man and woman, working families, hanging out with her millionaire friends. She's up to all sorts of mischief. She's got offshore tax accounts, Susan Delbene. I'm telling you now, Mary Silva's going to be a congresswoman. Don't worry about that. One day, don't you worry about that. And just like all the people that bowed to the ring of Trump when he got back in, you're going to be bowing. There's Mary Silva, 20,000. With no help. Now, when I say no help, this was last night. This was 36% of the vote counted. 36% of the vote. I want you to imagine this. 36% of the vote. When I say zero help, I mean zero help. She had no one to hold a camera, literally. She would go to work, come back exhausted, drive for 2 hours, attend a meeting, hand out flyers, talk to Republican parties. She did everything by herself. She had zero help. Occasionally, Dawn would drive down 3 hours to help her out. A couple of people volunteered some time, but I don't think that ever happened. Literally, she's by herself, raising a family, paying a mortgage, and she did it all by herself, spending her own money, literally. And she is getting that much of the vote against a Democrat incumbent. She's talked to Nordica Friedrich. She's talked to all sorts of people across the political spectrum, Everyone's had enough. All right. She talked to Jews. Everybody's had enough. All right. Jews hate Ari Hoffman, the Jews we speak to. They hate Ben Shapiro, that vile rat. I said, who would even look at him? She said, not ours. I don't freaking like him either. I mean, I'd be embarrassed if I was Jewish and that was your rep. Ben Shapiro. I was like, yeah, that's some handsome, strapping lad. Dear God, what is wrong with people? I thought you were advertising and marketing geniuses. Makes one wonder. No wonder he hated 6'4" Charlie Kirk. So there you go, 36%. Sorry, 31% of the vote. Delbene, 50%. The Democrat. Ari Hoffman wants the Democrat in. So I don't know what to say. When I say zero help, I mean zero help. Just people behind the scenes giving her a big thumbs up. Green Beret, Semi Bird, look what they did to him. He hugged her and said, keep going, keep going. There's a lot of quiet support, but it's not really helping per se. So imagine what Mary Silva is doing by herself. And when I say by herself, I mean by herself. Singular, alone, going to meetings, handing out flyers. And all she's doing is telling the truth. And she's getting convert after convert. And people are coming up to her at the meetings. The Democrat heads are like, all right. People have had enough. They just want common sense. They want unity between the people. They want to end this polarization. They want to end the corruption. She's not going to worship at Donald Trump's feet. The amount of corruption that's going on with Trump, his stinking, filthy, dirty family, they're just dirty, lowbrow pieces of garbage, all of them. All of them. And Mary says, I will never bow to that creep. He's a creep. Absolute stinking, disgusting, corrupt piece of garbage. Just like that other disgusting piece of garbage, Biden. They're all disgusting. Pelosi. All of them organized criminals up to their necks in filth and corruption, including Donald Trump, who can't seem to wait to give out no big contracts, can't seem to wait to give out massive multi-billion-dollar contracts to his friends Peter Thiel and Anadrol. And it's not BlackRock. What's the name of that? What's the name of the company that Vance is involved with? And they think people don't notice. People notice. This is how divorced from reality these people are. Divorced from reality. No big contracts. The reflecting pool because he gave a no big contract to his scumbag friend to come and ruin it and then try to arrest people for damaging it. They're off their heads. See, enough is enough now. Trump is a disruptor. He's done his job. History will actually be kinder to him than people think. But he's going to take that plane and he doesn't care. He just does not care. Because he says, well, look at your options, the Democrats. Yeah, because Ari Emanuel and Rahm Emanuel are running the show, Israeli Intel. That's why. That's why. Because you're not going to have an opposition. The Democrats are not going to be in opposition at the federal level. It's not going to happen. That's why they just, well, this is going to do what we like. So you deserve it, America. You keep accepting it. You got upset about data centers. Why? Oh, they were loud. They were affecting me. Oh, my power bill went up. Oh, now you're motivated because it's costing you money. See, no one can get motivated unless it costs them money. So what does it say about you? You don't care until it costs you money, and then suddenly you care. What does it say? It's got to be easy. I just get up and go, I'm very angry about what's happening in Palestine. Oh, great. And you're going to do anything else about it? No, I'm just going to get angry about it. Sell a coffee mug. So this is what I mean. Every time I look, I realize this says more about me than it does about my perceived real and imagined enemies. That I simply am too lazy, too incompetent, too unintelligent, or too stupid to save myself. That we're actually falling for this stupid, disgusting garbage. Donald Trump has to go, the sooner the better. The corruption is too much, as if the Republic hinges on Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a highly compromised half-wit. He's been a half-wit who's lived in a rigged game his entire life. He is a poor, disgusting, useless businessman, bankrupted himself so many times, it's hilarious, made a fool of him so many times, can't even run a drug money laundering casino in Atlantic City. He's been involved with the mob his entire life. He's had it handed to him on a platter and they portray him as a genius. He's been a 40-plus year veteran as a criminal rat informant for the FBI. Him and Roger Stone, amongst others. And they're pushing him as the savior. And it's like, enough. Now, you've insulted my intelligence enough. Can we please get a better actor? Just give me another actor. His day is over. He's worked as a disruptor. He's actually done some good things. The Trump administration have done some very good things, but him as a human being, there has to be a standard now. He won't stop the corruption. He won't stop the nepotism. They're just handing stuff out to all their friends. He's going to take that plane. The meme coin, drug money laundering, the extorting other Jews like Miriam Adelson for cash. It's so low. It's so freaking low. Just enough is enough. But, this is their madman strategy. So they say, look, 2 more years, dirty deeds, 2 more years, Brennan. We've got a lot of dirty deeds to do, and then we'll toss him out there like a used condom. And we'll stroke his ego and we'll give him a free plane. And, that's taxpayers' money decked out that plane. That was $400 million of taxpayers' money. That is out and out theft. And you watch, no one's even, oh, well. See, this is what makes me depressed. I see some good things and then straight away it'll just be a big bunch of shit. And it's like, oh, This is the way the republic is fixed, built on blood and bones and corruption and stinking filth, with sexually deviant whack jobs, with Jesus on their lips. Jesus on their lips. Vance has got Jesus on his lips. Is Vance a Christian? Catholic? Is he a Christian? Look at all his friends. Just up to their necks in military industrial killing contracts, automated killing machines, Anadrill, all these fake Lucky Palmer, the fake, I'm cool, I've got long hair and a colourful shirt. I'm another startup, an entrepreneur, started in his garage from nothing, made paper planes, now he's a genius. Just another half-wit actor, drug addict. They prop up and tell you all he's a genius, like good old Elon Musk. And it's like they just have no class whatsoever. So they don't even try. Well, we don't have to try. We don't care. The monkeys are predictable, and we're going to talk about that soon. So there we go. Mary Silva. That was last night. 31%. Susan Delbeni, the corrupt offshore bank account piece of shit Democrat, the incumbent. Well, I don't know, America. What are you going to do when Mary Silva gets into Congress and you all line up to say how much you supported it? Did you? I really like the ordinary people who literally have no money. Say, Brennan, I'm on a pension. I'm just doing what I can. I'm saying Mary's name everywhere. I love those people. Jesus says the woman, two mites in the donation box at the temple. And you look, where's the help? And they'll all be running when she gets in one day. She'll get in. It might not be this time. She's going to get in. You watch. And when she is, you're all going to say, you weren't there. You didn't give a shit. Look, 20,000 people so far, and there'll be more. Let's say 25,000 by the time it's done. You know how much money she's had donated? As far as I'm aware, I think it's a few $100s. Does that sound right to you? But really, it's not so much about money, about help. And good help, because we're going to suss you out. You want to play games? We'll play games with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get in and make a really good video. The next video is going to be about Charlie Kirk, and we'll put his assassination in the context of everything else. And you'll start to understand who is the most likely culprit to have killed him. It's City of London, their network. That's who killed him. And they've got their asset, Candace Owens, sitting in place. So a lot of people benefited, a lot of backends to Charlie Kirk's death. All right, but clearly they knew US elites with the Trump administration were going to move on Iran. They knew they were going to move on the Straits of Hormuz. They knew it was over. They knew they had to do something. They're desperate. Xi was in the bag. Xi was begging, please tell me what I have to do. And then suddenly, middle of last year, you could see the change. Started getting rid of the generals again. Well, the generals are gone. He's in deep trouble. He doesn't know how to get out of this. Because he's not deciding these factors. Xi Jinping is not deciding what to do. He's being told by the Mark Carneys of the world, the London central bankers of the world, what to do. To try, they're desperate. They're so desperate. Their claws like a cat in a tree, and they're just clinging on. That's why the Straits of Hormuz is, closed. Ships are still going through all the time. But it's the pressure. At any time, the US can just tell the Houthis, yeah, fire away. You got to understand, this doesn't affect the United States directly. The Suez Canal has nothing to do with the United States. Straits of Hormuz has nothing to do with the United States directly. There are indirect effects. That's all European, UK, China, and India energy. That's what that is. Australia can pick up the slack and is picking up the slack on liquefied natural gas. It also has huge oil reserves you don't know about. I know about it because I used to live there. I know exactly what they've got on that northwest shelf of Western Australia. Some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the world, and they just pretend they're not even there because they want to keep the price up. So, with all these things in mind, you can begin to put things together, including the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Who had the most to gain? They knew the US was going to move into Iran. Very simple. And Charlie Kirk sitting there, I must stop. What are your qualifications, Charlie Kirk, besides being a greedy little whore? You don't care about the Palestinians. You don't care about Jesus. You cared about your money. That's what you cared about. And then finally, when we got Steve Bannon on board, ambushing him on issues of Israel attack, we know we did. We absolutely know. That was Lee Levino. That's Mary Silva and all the work of a few people going to their Congress people and actually making a difference, not selling a single coffee mug on their shitty little podcast bullshit channel. That's what's changing things. That's what has literally changed the world. And it had nothing to do with being online and everything to be doing with getting in and penetrating political movements. That's how you win. That's how Jews win. Jews blackmail, they bribe, they lobby, they're political. They then get other Jews to suck the dumb goy into going out and doing protests and starting podcasts like a fool. They control the damn what can be seen and what cannot be seen. Suckers. Sucker goy. I'll go on, I'll make a podcast. Oh, politics is a waste of time. Yeah, Jews go, yes, you stay out of politics, dumb goy. We'll leave it to us. Leave it to us. We'll handle the politics. We'll handle the blackmail, the bribery, the coercion. All right, you don't get involved in politics. And that's the great scam. And anyone who tells you it's pointless, just write them off. Don't ever talk to them again. Block them. Just ignore them. Keep your energy for motivated people that are actually going to do stuff. Literally do stuff. All right. They want us fighting. They want American Jews scared. They want European Jews scared. They want them terrified and supporting Israel. And if you can hear that, it's really loud here. I didn't realize just how loud this house was when I visited before I rented it. It's freaking loud. I thank God for sound suppression. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I could just keep waffling. It's kind of depressing, actually. I'll be honest. It's depressing. It's absolutely depressing. Look at those numbers. I talk to Mary nearly every day, or at least text every day. Every single day. Every single day. I asked her to disavow me. She said no. So they know. They all know. Look, psychological targeting is an effective approach to digital mass persuasion. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. You know, I got to do more stuff on this. Aaron Curtis, hypernormalization, how easy it is to manipulate the public mind still in 2026 and all these woke. I'm woke. No, you're not woke. You're a fucking idiot. You're a moron who thinks you're woke. You know, here we are. See, this is me. I want to speak even more boldly, more loudly. I've had enough. I don't know what they have to do after COVID to get you motivated. Another COVID, because that might be on the cards, but not a full. They'll lock down China and India. They'll sort of isolate them, kill off a big portion of their elderly population, get ready to lock them down, something like that. And just it's news cycles too. One thing you don't realize is news cycles are so important. It's just important to keep the news ticking over, and whatever floats your boat, whatever they can find organically, or they can crisis act, whatever they can do for that stuff, they're going to do it. And the key is to just stick to the truth. You don't have to win. Don't be outcomes based. I mean, we're all outcomes based. We want to have good outcomes, but you've got to try and switch your brain off and just focus on the truth. Just keep telling the truth. Never deviate from the truth. Pluto's in Aquarius. Radical truth now. Radical truth, which is the truth. But it seems radical, because we live in a world of endless, stinking, pus-ridden lies. Just lie after lie, mentira, 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 lie after lie after lie. And they're still lying. You know, what did Churchill say? We have to wrap the truth in lies to protect it. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we're heading for one of the biggest changes in history. And it's easy to win. Humanity can win this. Life can win this easily. It's just people are just completely passive. And they think it's hopeless. Look, they killed Charlie Kirk with their bullshit story, with their bullshit furry, and they're just embarrassing us, and I feel helpless and demoralized. Well, that's okay to a point, because you only need 10% of the adult population to really get switched on. When you get 10%, you can change the world. You don't need everyone. But they have a system which I can't truly explain. I don't know. I understand that people are different, and I understand that having kids changes you a bit, but there's clearly no life preservation feeling left in people, and they won't get angry, and they're still very calm. You know, after COVID, that should have been the end of calmness. Should have been the end of story. No more calm. This is deadly serious. They're going to kill us all. They are going to kill us all. We have to get very, very serious and very, very focused. I don't see it. I see a lot of coffee mug sales. So what does it say? Does it tell us what Jews are? No, it tells us what we are. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror, because Jews tell me they feel just as helpless as the Goy. Look in the mirror. And they're scared, and they're worried about 1930s again, and Bibi's pushing it to make sure people still support Israel. Jews may hate Israel, but they're going to give you my needers. The Goy are coming. The Goy are coming. That's why Nick Fuentes is out there. That's why, the neo-Nazis rise up and the white nationalists, there's no debate. Candace Owens is fine. She's sitting right in front of her camera, never thinking, gee, I wonder when everyone's going to find out that my gay husband was having sexual relations with Andrew and Tristan Tate in gay nightclubs. Andrew Tate's a male escort, and my father-in-law is one step away from King Charles and Lord Jacob Rothschild. Does Candace Owens look in the slightest bit concerned that you will find that out? She's not worried at all. She's being told by the GCHQ crowd, by the City of London crowd, because their networks are so vast inside the United States. And they seem to have a fetish for Tennessee with Sean Ryan, that piece of shit. Tucker Carlson, just dig deep into the Tucker Carlson network. And there's Rebecca Mercer, SCL Group, NATO, psychological warfare programs. That's what I'm looking up now all through this. Rather than clickbaiting, I'm really wanting to study all these different high-level stuff, Cambridge Analytica and all the rest. Cambridge Analytica did collude with Russia, incidentally, via the City of London. I've told you with good old Peter Wright Spycatcher should pass his prologue. That should really get you going. There's the head of MI5 counterintelligence, the 2IC, telling you half the British establishment are Soviet assets. That's how bad it was. Well, half the US establishment are Soviet/City of London assets. Have I got your attention? Okay. Talk soon. Look, remember, they want us to hate each other. They want you hating your Jewish neighbor. They want you hating your Muslim neighbor. They want you hating your Mexican neighbor. They want you hating brown people. They want you hating white people. They want you hating gender wars. They want sexual orientation wars. They want fat versus skinny. Anything to push the dialectic. Anything but us versus the stinking billionaire, trillionaire class. That's what they want. You pay tax, sucker. You pay tax. I don't pay tax. I just rip giant socialist taxpayer handouts out of the dumb taxpayers of the world. And if that's what they don't want us focusing on, this is a class war. It's not the working class versus the bourgeoisie, right? It's us versus the 0.001% of those elite families of Europe, the banking and financial parasites. And 3/4 of them are goy. Just remember that. Every Jew can disappear tomorrow, whatever a Jew is. It's not going to stop. So keep Jewish power, political Zionism in mind, Rothschild, all the rest. Yes, very powerful, very influential. But organized crime doesn't disappear with the end of that crime family. Talk soon.
What is our common bond truly? Freedom. Freedom. Without freedom, you can't be a Christian no matter what denomination you belong to. You can't be a Buddhist. You can't own a donut shop. You can't drive from here to Oregon. You can't be an American because that's what it's all about, and that's the only thing that it's all about. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's about freedom.